All right, let's talk about microeconomics. And I know what you might be thinking. Boring, stuffy, textbook stuff, right? Well, forget all that. Think of it more like a secret decoder ring for your everyday life. It helps you see the hidden logic behind pretty much every decision you make every single day.
I mean, you've definitely noticed this, right? One day your latte costs one thing, the next it's a little more. Or you go to the store and avocados are suddenly a fortune. It feels totally random, but it's not at all. That's microeconomics in action. And today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how that machinery works.
So where does this all start? Well, it's not with some huge, complex chart or global financial market. Nope. At its heart, microeconomics is about something much, much smaller. It's about a single, simple choice. Your choice, my choice, everyone's choice. And that gets us to the big question. Why do we even have to make choices? The answer is one powerful, fundamental idea: scarcity. You see, the problem is we kind of want everything, but we just can't have it. You've only got so much time in a day, so much money in your bank account, and there are only so many coffee beans in the world. This basic tension, unlimited wants versus limited stuff, is what drives all of economics. Now, because of scarcity, every single choice you make has a hidden price tag. It's called opportunity cost. It's not just about the money you spend. When you decided to buy that coffee, the real cost was the next best thing you had to give up. Maybe that was a cup of tea, or putting that cash into your savings. This invisible trade-off is at the core of every economic decision we make. Okay, so what happens when your one little choice goes out into the world and bumps into millions of other choices? Well, that creates what we call a market. And if you look closely, you can see there's this constant, invisible dance happening between two very different partners. On one side of the dance floor, you've got the buyers. That's you, that's me. And our goal is pretty straightforward, isn't it? We want what we want, and we want to get it for the lowest possible price. We're always on the hunt for a good deal. And who are we dancing with? The sellers, the coffee shop, the bookstore, you name it. And their goal is the complete opposite of ours. They want to sell their stuff for the highest price they can possibly get, because that's how they make a profit. So you've got this natural push and pull, and it creates two basic laws. For us, the buyers, it's the law of demand. Pretty simple. When prices go down, we want to buy more. But for sellers, it's the law of supply. When prices go up, they want to sell more. You can already see the conflict, right? We want low prices, they want high prices. So how does anything ever get sold? How does this dance resolve itself? Well, it finds a compromise. It's called market equilibrium. It's that magic price point where both sides meet in the middle. The number of people who want to buy a coffee at that price perfectly matches the number of coffees the shop wants to sell. No leftovers, no one left wanting. That's it. That invisible negotiation is how the price of almost everything is decided. Okay, but let's dig just a little bit deeper. What's really going on inside our heads? What's the psychological motivation that drives us, and the companies we buy from, to make these decisions in the first place? For us as consumers, it all comes down to something called utility. It's just a fancy word for the satisfaction or happiness we get from something. We buy that coffee because the little boost of joy we get is worth more to us than the money. For businesses, though, it's much simpler. It's profit. They exist to make money. So think about that. Every purchase is a negotiation between your happiness and their bottom line. Now, this whole dance of supply and demand sounds really elegant and efficient, doesn't it? And a lot of the time it is. But the real world is messy. The system isn't always perfect. Sometimes there are glitches in the machine. Which leads us to a really important question. Does this whole system of buyers and sellers left to its own devices always lead to the best result for everybody? The short answer, no, definitely not. Sometimes markets just fail. For example, a factory might make a product really cheaply but create a ton of pollution that harms the whole town. That pollution is a real cost, but the market isn't paying for it. Or what about things like streetlights or national defense? We all benefit, but who's going to pay for them one by one? The market usually won't provide these public goods. And then there are times when one person just knows way more than the other. Think of buying a used car. In these cases, the market's invisible hand kind of fumbles, and that's often where governments step in to try and fix those glitches. So we've gone from a single choice to the whole market and even to its failures. What does all this mean for you? Well, you've just been handed a basic but really powerful economic toolkit. It's like a new set of lenses for seeing the world. Seriously, think about it. Understanding scarcity and opportunity cost, that helps you make smarter choices with your own money. Knowing about supply and demand, now you get why that avocado price went crazy. And knowing about market failures, that helps you make sense of news headlines about taxes or new regulations. You're basically equipped to see the hidden mechanics of how the world really works.
So the next time you go to buy a coffee, or see a long line for a new phone, or hear people arguing about a new law, you won't just see the surface. You'll see the invisible forces at play. You'll see the dance. You'll see the trade-offs. You'll see the hidden code running underneath it all. So the real question is, now that you can see it, what are you going to see differently tomorrow?